All right, the sketch on here is just really quick. I put it in with some colored pencil that is water soluble, so it will disappear the minute I start putting some stuff in, which is fine. And I'm just going to kind of get in some basic lines here that I can use as reference just to get my ship here. And I haven't really established a light line for this, so I think that light's going to be coming in from this side. Yeah, because I've kind of got this asteroid with this little bunch of craters, this big rocky thing. So I'm going to start with my sort of pale yellow. I'm going to go right into the middle of the galaxy here. I'm just going to grab as much of this as I can, just kind of get this on there. This being the, do that. So now I got that yellow on there. I'm going to go into this mauve. I'm trying to keep this really pastel for right now. And you'll see, here we go. Paying close attention to the asteroid here. I may have gone a little too pastel, but that's all right. Because color's fun. I'll just lighten this up just a bit. There we go. A little too much of the thicker paint in there, but or the darker paint in there, but that's all right. We'll just trying to work the edges here, working the transition. Let's hope that goes well. Alrighty. A little too wet. Okay. Happy little accidents. This is what it's all about. Rafi, greetings. Good stream tonight. Thank you. Are your ears burning? We were just talking about you. We're talking about you and Klee. In a good way. The consensus is you guys are awesome. We artists have to stick together. Alrighty. Bigger brush, because it's deceiving how much larger this canvas actually is compared to what I've been working on. The last couple of this, going with a little thicker paint in these blue areas, just to leave some on here. There we go. Wanted a little bit more of this light blue in this transition zone. So I'm just going to get in here and paint a rock. These round bits are there's going to be some craters going on. I actually do that color. There we go. And it's okay if we go out of the lines. There are no lines. We're just the lines are in your mind. There is no spoon. Hey, that'll be exciting. We're just gonna change up our colors. The fun thing is, get a little variation in color here, and it'll help indicate some different rocks. So we're just gonna put this giant rock here, and we'll leave some white space for this rocket exhaust because it's gonna be violent and rocket exhausty. Is that a term? Not really sure. Grab a little bit of my lighter color and just kind of work some, since this is rock, space rock, it's going to have some highlights. We're going to kind of give this a little bit of an interesting surface by dropping this on in. And there we go. We kind of get into some more of the delicate details. So this will kind of help with the transition zone, and this will work out really well. And from a color perspective, what I'm doing here is kind of working the CMYK color palette, where it's basically yellow, cyan, and magenta, which is really, if you only had three colors, and then white. Of course, maybe you wouldn't even need black. You can actually do white, cyan, which would basically be like this color, a good yellow, and a magenta. You can kind of paint anything. I know these are going to look a little bit weird, but we're getting I'm working my way to the actual shadow part. Black and cool blue. There we go. I'm just putting this in right over the wet paint I just put down, so it's going to kind of mix on the palette as it goes, or mix on the canvas as I'm going through here. Craters in here. There we go. There we are. Get some. Alrighty. Get some craters. Craters, craters, craters. Craters on the edge. And then the same kind of backup over here with this guy. There we go. Gonna crater this one up a little bit. Can be a little more precise with them later. I'll do a small one down here. There we go. Just want to get some irregularities and bits on here, and let me get in the shadow of this one. Realizing I didn't really purple this one up like I did the others, so I'll take a second here and grab some. There we go. So much blue involved. I should have done these. I should have done these first. So yeah, that's okay. This muddy yellow, we will work with this, and it'll be fine. We will have some fun turning this into explosions and fire and all sorts of other fun things. Yay! Same with back up here. Yeah, just kind of want to get some color down. Want to get the canvas covered, but I didn't want to cover it with anything that was too dark. And I wanted it back here. Get some orange in there. Around this dude. A little bit on the edges of this one. Something very dreadful happened to one of these other ships in its fleet, so yay. It's gonna be... I'm just throwing straight yellow on right now. There we go. Go right up there. This is pretty dark. Need a straight line there. Whoops. See, this is me trying to paint a straight line with my arm fully extended out here with a long brush. Yeah, that's not going to happen. This is not a drafting stream, that's for sure. That will cross the side there, and across the middle of this right here. Use some of this. I've got a nice yellow. It's the yellow that I use in the middle there, and I kind of feel like I at least just want to get. It's the white canvas is really throwing me off, so I just kind of want to get some. Definitely wanted to grab some. Grab a little bit of my black. Get some details in here. Whoops. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. I was going to grab some of that red and redden up the rockets. But now that I got black on this brush, I'm going to take advantage of it and put in some shapes on these guys. This is where I would basically say we just kind of have it. We basically just have the painting started. This is barely the beginning. This painting is just a little over 60 minutes old. I'm going to get a little bit in on these guys because these are all the same ship, basically. You're just seeing some at a distance. And I wanted to get a little hint of color there on the ones in the background. There we go. Add some of this magenta on there. The colors that I have in right now are just kind of that background glow that you see in the background. Yeah, so that's why I wanted those laid down, and there's a lot of complexity going on with it. So I wanted the light in here first, the light parts. So you have to kind of just paint them in like clouds, basically. And it wraps around in a spiral, of course. That's just the way it goes. And it'll actually wrap in around here. Works its way around. It's a little caught up, and then comes back around. They're not completely explicit rings, so I want to be careful not to go too crazy with that part. Same thing out here. So the second one will be, and this may not actually be the exact. I'm not going to try to do an exact interpretation of this galaxy. This could be just, you know, any galaxy. But more over here, a little darker. There's just, if you look at a close-up photo of these galaxies, there's just so much going on. You're flat, but we'll make this work. Oops. You oopsed it. I just covered up everything that I just had on there. That wasn't my intention. Yeah, circulation in my household, at least downstairs here in the studio. Yeah. But I find things without words works out well. When you get lyrics into it, it kind of gets a little distracting. But that's okay. Jazz is awesome for painting. It's really super cool. It kind of another little. I need a little bit of just a touch. My violet. Oh, not too much. There we go. Not too much. There we are. Yeah. Be really careful here because the middle is so much lighter. I want to hint at another ring just kind of coming in around the middle there. There we go. Stuff around. There we go. Casting some light in on the inside of this asteroid. Watched the first season of Discovery and just didn't enjoy it. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you know, I have mixed feelings about Discovery. I totally understand the people that just said they just didn't dig it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. There's parts of it I liked, and I think I was saying earlier, there's parts of it I just wasn't very fond of. Not for any one particular reason. I just wish that Star Trek would stay away from time travel stories. Time travel and what they call their mirror universe. They keep doing these. They keep doing these, and it kind of baffles me. It's Star Trek cliches 101. Those are the things that bug me about it, and they really didn't need to go there. let's just put it that way. You know, I'm always hopeful. Whenever a new Star Trek show comes up, I'm always hopeful. And, you know, some have been better than others. Wasn't really I really wanted to like Enterprise, and that one sort of came and went and was never really... It had things in it I kind of enjoyed, but they played with all the things that I was just complaining about. Time travel, mirror universes, all that stuff. I didn't need any of that. Nobody needs a time travel sub-story. in science fiction, for crying out loud. Yikes. But the ones I really enjoy, the shows I really enjoyed, the new Battlestar Galactica they did, yeah, the revisited Battlestar Galactica, because that was 2003 now? About 2003. That show's been around a while now. Can't call it new anymore. I really didn't want to like that show. I wasn't really fond of their. They did a mini series before they did the actual series, and it just was like, it was okay. But then the series hit, and I watched a couple of episodes. I'm like, holy crap, these guys totally get it. Holy smokes. And that sold me. So I'm very, very happy that they kind of won me over, because that really turned out to be a good show. There we go. Oh, and The Expanse. Oh my gosh, yes. The Expanse books and titles lamenting the fact that Mars, instead of being as habited as we were hoping, turned out to be a wasteland. Here we go. Too much there. That's all right. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to resist the urge to start super detailing this guy out with this white paint, because that is that's my tendency, and I'm going to save that for later, because we don't really need that right now. Whoops. Just trying to erase that with my finger. Go figure. Alrighty. There we go. Getting in some detail on these ships here. And I need a shadow line. There. For this wing. Same down here, because this wing's on the other side of that. This one needs to be a little bit more blue. There we go. I know I just painted over my red stripe, but we'll put the red stripe back. It's quite alright. I want to get some darker shadow zones going in there. Doing this, we will be there. Nice blend there. There we go. Soften that up some. Because technically speaking, that whole wing would be in shadow. So I'm going to grab some blue and just darken this a little bit. Whoops, need some more water. The light is coming in from above. This wing is technically below the body of the rocket. So I'm going to darken this whole wing up. And I think that's going to... I know right now it looks really cloudy and muddy. Intentional. And I wanted to lighten this side up a little bit, so I'm grabbing some just straight red. Because this wing is technically in light. We'll do the same with the other side over here, this one. Maybe I'll even just a little touch of that. Yeah, there we go. That's the ticket. Right across the edge here and down. Just giving it some depth with a lighter red. And here's a stripe on the forward wing. There we go. And we'll get this stripe on this side here too. There we go. All right. There's gonna also be, because this is sort of under there, there. We're gonna make use of that red from that explosion and help us define some lines on this side of the ship. There we go. Yeah, there we go. This is kind of like the part that I've been waiting for to get to, is just to kind of, when you get your rest of your painting established, like the background colors and things, then you can kind of come in and start having fun with the shapes and designs on the ship itself. And you can't really do that until you already have your background kind of in place. So there we go. And for me, this painting with these reds, there we go. Gonna try to get some detail indicated here on the wings and so forth. On that side, on the light side, instead of it being kind of red, I get some details here, things that give it scale, little bits of greeblies on the fins themselves, on the body. These could be like little hatches, or they could be indications of panel lines. Really anything that would kind of, as they would say in the Star Wars universe, the greeblies, well, the model makers coined that term. The greebly part of painting these ships is kind of like my favorite thing. Kind of starts giving them life, make them look like something that would have appeared on a screen in 1977. Yes, and same with the white here. Nightclub bit, Star Wars lounge singer. Yo. Really, to me, the fun part. So this one's ship number, what, 5? Okay, yeah, this is ship 5. Let's see if you can actually do a 5 sideways. All those years of doing fonts. Actually, try to make it look like a printed 5. Yeah, it's kind of a weird, it's like a, almost a 5. So maybe it's not actually 5, maybe it's like an alien language 5 or something, who knows. So the windows, of course, you'd be seeing them on the night side, on the shadow side, so we'll get a few of those in here. Habitation on this thing. I realized I completely painted over my like classic radar dish thing that I had going on early on, so it fell prey to the I've got to get this done part. Here we go. Sad how that happens. And darken up some of these details. I was going to do something fun with this little cut through the middle of the ship, so I'm going to bring that back a little bit. Make this go. There we go. Same on this side there. Kind of any of this just gives it some depth. Advanced control surfaces of some sort. We'll see. Hoping, although, you know, honestly, I thought that today would probably be a little tricky for them to pull this off. The weather was looking pretty grim, and I'm looking forward to Saturday. So I'm a big fan of the space program. I think SpaceX is doing some pretty cool stuff. Do I know Everyday Astronaut? I'm familiar with Everyday Astronaut. I don't know him personally, and although I would totally love to meet him. But I watch Everyday Astronaut and Scott Manley and Amy Shira Titel, who's she does a lot of vintage space stuff. I saw that there was an interview with Elon Musk on Everyday Astronaut's page today, although I did not actually catch that. There was just a lot going on, and I had a few other things to do, including getting ready for this. So I will catch that a little bit later. I'm definitely curious to see. I thought it was pretty cool that he actually had a chance to talk with Elon Musk. Because to be honest with you, the idea that SpaceX is doing with reusable rockets, it isn't a new one, but they're the first to pull it off, and so kudos to them. And not to mention the fact that they jammed in that entire space program in, 10 years, and here we are with a human launch. You know, SpaceX actually has a presence out here in the Pacific Northwest, and I have considered throwing my hat in the ring. They do some UI design work. I think they mainly work on the satellite component. But, yeah. So, aside from an early influence from Star Trek, I mean, one of my earliest memories, and I was really young. Younger than I should be capable of having memories of. I was about 2 years old when the first, so yeah. All right, I kind of feel like I got the ships to a point, so I'm going to kind of go back over in here and start laying in some stars, some of the hero stars on our galaxy here. And if I were more of an astronomy sensitive person, I would be like plotting these out. But we're just going to kind of do our best. We're just going to get some stars in. And I've got to be honest with you, I would probably bring this galaxy up to a higher level of fidelity, but this is kind of draining. I'm gonna let this go to a point. But I find if I don't step away, I just won't. I'll make a mistake. I'll make some kind of error, or it'll get way out of control. All right, so I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here, and let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. Do a couple of test shots. There we go. I kind of didn't want it that sloppy, but so I want to go a little nicer than that. But the goal here is to add a lot of little stars. Not splattery, but we want to kind of get the million star effect, especially over our galaxy side, and not so much on the spaceship. But I will put some down here. There we go. And this is where you get paint all over your hands. It's going to happen. Whoop, that one got a little splattery. I'm making Spacetron's new icons. There we go. There we go. Keep doing that. Maybe this is the wrong brush. It has these. It's a little fan brush, and on the ends it tends to fling cling paint. I'm probably doing way too much, but it becomes space and pushes it into the background. Yay. There we go. Very fun. We're gonna try to clean it. But I did forget one thing. I forgot maybe the most important thing. We'll crank the camera down a little bit there. There we go. The old signature right under my Space Art by Christopher Dahl signature on the thing. There we are. I think I'm calling this one. I'm calling this one Spaceships, Asteroids, and Galaxy. I can't think of anything else for it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Also, catch my weekly stream over on Twitch every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Thank you.